Hi guys, this week's art is a snake design inspired by Australian Aboriginal art. I thought it would go great with your 5-paragraph essay that you are writing this week. So the materials you're going to need for this project are a paper plate or some kind of sturdy paper, markers in assorted colors, a pencil, scissors, and either a black permanent marker or a black crayon. One optional item you might want to use with this is a paintbrush, or if you don't have a paintbrush, you could just use a cotton swab. I hope you like our didgeridoo music in the background, inspired by our Aboriginal design. All right, you're going to want to start with your paper plate. I flipped mine over to the back because the front side of it was too slippery and smooth for markers. On the back, I just traced this circular shape inside the plate and used my scissors to cut that circle. Now we're going to start making the coil of the snake. You're going to want to start at this point right here and slowly make a spiral shape. Wants to get a little bit wider towards the middle of his body, and stop when you're almost in the middle. Okay. Now, starting from that point, which is about right over here, we're going to make the head, and it's going to just swing back the opposite direction and connect to the coil. I can do it again from here so you can see. Okay. All right, we want to color in this area here because it's background. So I've used my black marker to fill it in solid. You can see it close up right here. That makes it kind of just fade into the background when we begin to do our design. The other thing you might notice I've done is I've taken my black marker and I've traced the edge of the circle all around the outside. All right, next. Remember in our previous activity we learned about concave and convex. Well, I'm taking my black permanent marker and I'm making a straight line and a concave line and filling it in all along the way. Straight line, concave line, straight line, concave line. If you prefer just straight lines, if you want a convex line, give it a shot. And then when I get to the neck, I'm just doing a straight line pattern. Let me erase so you can see it a little better. All right, it's time to color. If you're going to be using water on this, washable markers are great because as soon as you put water on them, they'll turn into watercolors. If you don't have washable markers, that's okay. Just use whatever you have. So in every section of your snake, create some kind of a simple design. Here, I just mixed some colors. Here, I made almost kind of like a fishbone design. Here's some polka dots. This looks like scales. That was inspired by a snake. Here, just a zigzag. Let's keep going. And as you can see, I did just some rectangles, some random shapes, and here's another fishbone design. And I colored in the head a solid color. All right, here's where you can decide if you're going to add water. All you need to do is with your paintbrush or your cotton swab, just dab water gently into certain areas. You can see it turns into a watercolor design if you do that. You don't have to if you don't want to. When it's dry, you're going to need your permanent marker. So now mine is dry. And with my permanent marker, you can see I just added some extra detail. I gave him a forked tongue here, a couple of eyes real close together. Next thing you're going to do is cut. This step is optional too. If you like the way he looks uncut, just leave him in a circle shape. You'll notice that I only cut all the way around until I hit his tongue. I didn't want to cut through his tongue. Once I did that, I was able to bend him so he stands in an upright position. And that, my friends, is your Aboriginal art snake design. Thanks for joining me again.